So apparently the Fortnite storyline is actually cooking up this chapter, and Top 5 Gaming made a video covering it. As somebody who has no idea what the hell is going on in the Fortnite story right now, hopefully this video catches me up and hopefully it excites me about the future of the storyline and what Fortnite is actually developing.
Fortnite's island has multiple threats that could lead to the live event, but one thing's for sure, they are teasing a Star Wars season in the storyline.
That is true. Next season is supposed to be Star Wars themed. I will say I did not watch Star Wars growing up, so I'm not that excited about it being a Star Wars theme, but that doesn't mean that it can't be a good season.
We're all distracted by stealing gold. The Baron's true plan is to find a different valuable treasure inside this portal, and everyone from Midas to Agent Jones is racing to get here. Today we'll try to explain what's in it, why it's important, and everything we know about the live event. But first, let's recap how we got here in 60 seconds.
I don't know how we got here.
As we approach the Chapter 6 island, fans are taken off guard by a mysterious rock plummeting from the sky. This comet would turn out to be the most important part of the storyline, but it wouldn't become obvious until months later.
I forgot that comet hit the island.
We had seen before, known as Oninoshima, likely the reality belonging to the Fox clan, and the same place Mega City had been transported from all of those years ago. As a result, the island had a lot of ancient magic on it, and most of it is held in the form of masks. Daigo, along with his siblings Kendo and Jade, is one of the descendants of these ancient mask creators. Now that we've arrived on the island, it's also caused an evil presence to follow us.
Shogun
Demons from the spirit realm. They've arrived through portals and taken over large areas of the map. So Daigo is desperate to learn more about their dark power and uncovers lost secrets from his ancestors who tried to bury his knowledge. But then things go wrong. His sister Jade finds herself trapped in the spirit realm. Then, after a possessed demon known as the Night Rose is freed from the grasp of Shogun X's puppeteer, she hands splinter blades forged from the comet to Daigo. He uses all of his experiments to finally investigate the largest spirit realm portal of all and stage a rescue mission. But to save Jade, he has to fight a terrifying presence, Shogun
I'm so upset
X.
I missed this event. I was actually traveling when it happened. It seemed like such a cool event, and it was very well animated. Like, this is sick. Rose getting his ass beat though. Not grabbing him by the mask. That's crazy.
So with Jade saved and the Shogun sent back to his realm, Daigo's sacrifice was complete, and now he's missing. But when we viewed the portal, it was different. Gold was spewing from inside, covering the island and gilding its mountains and terrain.
Is this where we get the gold rush?
It was shaping up to be a tycoon's paradise, and already a powerful baron was going to take advantage of it, introducing Fletcher Kane. He's a powerful and wealthy criminal who's traveled here to seize all of the island's gold for himself. He immediately takes control of all the operations, building gold mines in the mountains and creating banks for the citizens of the island to use. Now don't be fooled, Fletcher is no businessman. He's more of a mob boss, forcing everyone to use his gold and then taxing people in the area.
Yeah, that's why it costs more now to buy a big pot.
In just a short period of time, he has become insanely wealthy and lives in a gigantic mansion patrolled by armed guards. Now luckily this territory was only recently captured, and the island citizens know the land much better than he does. The result, a resistance is born. Those opposed to the Baron's harsh taxes...
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on as far as why we're breaking into the vaults and why the gold is important.
Ruthless control have decided to take away his prized possession. They are going to steal his gold and hurt his business. So they break into his bank vaults, clearing them out and stop his armed transports to block fans from restocking the safes.
Gotcha.
They even break into his impressive train and loot the vaults inside, crippling his business. In retaliation, he taxes the citizens double the amount. The Baron officially wants to hold all of the island's gold for himself. This is where the resistance comes into play, and we have to shift our attention to
the black market.
He's a black market dealer who's been selling weapons to the island's outlaws under the radar, and now he wants a piece of the Baron's pie. He sets his sights on the most deep-hitting heist of all, breaking into Fletcher's mansion and emptying his personal safe. Now he's officially on the retreat, but there's still more work to be done to topple the Baron's dynasty. In a surprising turn of events, there's a syndicate kingpin even more known than Fletcher Kane, Midas. At first, we were confused to hear he had returned, wondering if he was a different snapshot or something like that. But this is the very same Midas who led the spy agency in Chapter 2, the same one who broke free from the underworld after being eaten by a shark.
Dang, Midas lore goes crazy.
He knows Fletcher Kane. We are old acquaintances, and yes, he's always been a pompous blowhard. Even when the Baron had nothing, he believed the world belonged to him. I've always been one step ahead of him, and I suspect he's taken that personally over the years. Ah well, it can't be helped. Robber Kings can either be the best or yield to the best, and Kane will yield. Now, we'll get back to Midas and his secret plan soon, because there is a much more important journey happening. This is where our heroes come into play, Hope and Jones. Hope hasn't seen this many people obsessed with gold since we were first introduced to her in the fight against the Society. Lately, she's been having some kind of identity crisis. Despite the fact that she could see the future through her art, all thanks to being a descendant of Greek gods,
being a big thing in Chapter 5.
She's struggling to figure out who she wants to be. She was just some girl trying to fix the world with the odds against her, and says, I was scared and over my head and couldn't ever show it. Jones took me under his wing. If I met someone like me, I'd like to do that too.
Okay, so I just want to say so far, like just some feedback. Do you guys even care about what's going on with the story? Because like, even if there's a good story unfolding, do the casual players even care? Because I'm having a hard time caring about what I'm hearing right now, and I'm wondering if the direction they're going is the right direction.
Now, we're technically in peacetime. There's no real war happening, which is something they're not used to. But Jones describes her as a leader, and a good leader is worth 100 heroes. While the Baron has been a small-time enemy in their journey, Hope and Jones are way more focused on something else. The comet that crashed here all those months ago. It wasn't just an asteroid from another reality. It contained something incredibly powerful, a shard of the 0 point, and these two were dedicated to tracking it down. But unfortunately, it wasn't at the crash site anymore. Jones reveals that it's fallen into the worst hands possible. They have tracked it to the spirit realm. It's powerful, chaotic, and prone to being misused by villain types. I've got a lot of experience with the 0 point, but this is a mess. And the worst part, I don't think this shard is the only one out there. So it's currently locked in the spirit realm, which means they can't get to it. Only demons can transport through portals, and even if they break through, they would face an unstoppable battle on the other side. So they need to come up with a plan. What better way to do so than to talk to an actual demon? We head over to the Night Rose, who had previously been freed by Daigo's brother Kendo, who was also having kind of an identity crisis. I'm free. It's been so long, I don't know what to do with myself. A great darkness is building, though no one will listen. I have my freedom after centuries of bondage, but nobody wants to trust a demon, do they? It's lonely. I want to build a life, do something meaningful, but that'll take time, and at least now I have that. Hope is desperate for the Night Rose's help. She might be the only way to break into the spirit realm and get that shard. But the Night Rose tells Jones she is worried about something much more terrifying. The dark things I've seen, are you sure we could face them? I've saved the world before, I think we could do it again. I sense something, but perhaps it's nothing. I feel like you're holding something back, Night Rose.
It's also vague. What's going on?
And I'm not sure you believe me if I did. So, to find out more about what terrors are awaiting us inside the spirit realm, who better to ask than Jade, who was recently trapped there. She tells us she could barely remember anything from the experience, but it was strange. The spirit realm wasn't dark or evil, but there was a dark presence there which knew her and her family's bloodline. It has the shard and it wants to capture Jade, Daigo, and Kendo. As we know, Daigo's already missing, possibly in there with this presence, and he arrogantly believes he could face it on his own. Jade thinks he's wrong and it'll take him, but the worst part is we probably won't be able to stop him. Now, this is where the storyline begins to move from vague hints about the spirit realm to hidden teasers about where this is all actually going.
Where is it going?
The Night Rose, after Shogun X's defeat, told us, now we know the true nature of the comet. It's a shard of pure reality from somewhere far, far away. And it's why I'm now taking you back to Midas and his secret plan to—
Wait, don't tell me the 0 point is part of the Star Wars universe.
And it's why I'm now taking you back to Midas and his secret plan to topple the Baron. He gathers a team of outlaws to unite against Fletcher Kane. With full trust, they begin working in secrecy. Tracking down a sensor, they decide to scan mysterious energy signatures around the island. Midas has a hunch on what they could be, but he wants to know for sure. So we go to collect the sensor, taking the backpack from a futuristic looking chest that starts to feel familiar. Scanning the energy sources, Midas confirms they are from the 0 point. He finally connects the pieces together in his head. He steals Daigo's old mask-making book to learn more about this and realizes Jones, Hope, Daigo, and even the Baron are all looking for the same shard. So he pivots his plan. He has joined the race to hunt it down and is desperate to get his hands on it before Kane and Daigo. They'll fritter its power away on small-minded ideas. If it means working with Jones and Hope, so be it. But it's imperative we stop the wolf and his mask maker first. Now the stage has been set. All of our main characters
Midas
have just
teaming up with
entangled themselves
Jonesy
in a web of deceit, gold, and magic. The race has begun to see who will find the 0 shard first, and if it'll fall into the hands of this dark presence. All of it
And what
is
happens if it
culminating to
does,
something
you know?
nobody expected. This entire storyline is building towards a Star Wars season, so let's explain. From the
See that? I'm not sure if that excites me, but let's listen.
nods to it being far, far away, and the reveal of the 0 point sensor chest literally taken from the Star Wars universe, all signs are pointing towards this dark presence possibly being the Islanders' understanding of the dark side of the Force. You see, next season begins on May 2nd, just 2 days
May
before
the
Star
4th.
Wars Day, something that's always been recognized Fortnite year after year. Fans believe this portal full of energy is actually going to bring Emperor Palpatine to the island. And it makes sense, as his character has always been known to experiment with dark powers and break convention. It sounds strange, but did you know that Palpatine is already a part of Fortnite's storyline?
Yeah, I remember.
He has been for years. We go all the way back to Chapter 2, where he transmitted a message across the galaxy, something that was only heard in the Fortnite island.
At last, the work of generations is complete.
I don't remember this.
The great era.
Oh
is
yeah, it crashed
corrected.
during this live event.
The day of victory is at hand. The day of revenge.
The day of the
The
Sith.
day of the Sith.
This was briefly mentioned in the Star Wars films and makes this Fortnite moment canon. And it wouldn't be the first
Wow.
time Epic has used a seemingly original storyline to suddenly pivot to a collab season. Just last year, we watched as Megalodon's wasteland turned from a chaotic desert paradise to Doctor Doom's domain. But it leaves the question, where is this 0 point storyline going? Considering all of our main characters are after it, it shows that the Baron's gold plot is taking a backseat. It was a distraction from what really mattered, and we had no idea. The island citizens and the Resistance have been so distracted by taking down Fletcher Kane's syndicate, they didn't realize he wasn't interested in gold. He was searching for a much more valuable treasure this whole time. The fight over the 0 shard will ultimately bring us to Season 3, and whether the island turns gold and Midas takes it, or we get Star Wars.
It's gonna be Star
One thing
Wars.
we know, it's heating up. It's
Hopefully we go back to like focusing on the 0 point. I think the 0 point being like the main focus of the story is important because a lot of players remember the 0 point, they know the 0 point, they think of it fondly, and it's been kind of missing from the story for a while. So hopefully we do go back to that, even if it's in a Star Wars collab season. It's a start, you know. What do you guys think? I'm still a little bit skeptical about the state of Fortnite storyline and where we're going. And I'm not sure if the casual audience is even cares, but let me know what you think, and huge shout out to Top 5 Gaming for creating this video.